What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and news report for Friday, January 8th. This past week has been a roller coaster, to say the least. We saw two Democrats win the Georgia Senate runoff, which now gives the majority of the Senate back to Democrats. We saw a pro-Trump rally turn protesters into rioters, which then stormed the Capitol building. We also saw Democrats and some Republicans calling for Vice President Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment and remove President Trump from office. And we are now seeing Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer implementing a plan to impeach President Trump once again. And all this happened before Friday. That's how crazy this week has been. So who knows what today is going to bring and what shocking turn of events we will see happen today. But as we get more information, I promise I'll bring that to you. Now, I want to play a clip from Senator Bernie Sanders that he did an interview on CNN late last night. So let's go ahead and watch this together.
What do we do to bring this together?
And that is the most important point. Trump has been a disaster, the worst president in the history of the United States. That's terrible. But what I worry about even more is that something like 74 million people voted for him, that tens of millions of people believe his outrageous lie that this election was stolen. And what we have got to do, let me just be very clear, as the incoming chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, I remember what happened in 2010, and that is the Democrats during the 2008-2010 period controlled the White House, they controlled the Senate, controlled the House. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And you remember what happened in 2010? Democrats got wiped out. They had the power, but they did not deliver for the American people. So what we have got to do right now, no ifs, buts, or maybes, is have an aggressive agenda that says we understand that millions of people, including my neighbors right here in Vermont, people are lining up in their cars in order to get emergency food. People can't pay their medical bills. People are going deeper and deeper into debt. People are facing addiction. Millions of people have lost their jobs. We have to act and act now. And the first order of business, by the way, is to pass an emergency COVID-19 bill, which, among many other things, says to working class Americans, we know you're in pain. And we're going to get you a $2,000 check for every working class adult in this country. We are on your side. We are prepared to take on the big money interests who have so much power. We're going to expand healthcare to cover the uninsured. We're going to deal with student debt. We have got to be bold in a way that we have not seen since FDR in the 1930s. And if we do not do that, those millions and millions of people who vote for Trump, they're going to continue to believe that government does nothing for them. And we've got to change that attitude. The only way I know how to do that is to do the work that the people need us to do. And by the way, we have got to develop strengthen grassroots organizing all over this country. Instead of investing in consultants and 30-second TV ads, we need to put tens of millions of dollars into neighborhood and community organizing all over this country. Talk to people, knock on their doors, not just the week before the election, but 2 years before the election. Listen to what they have to say. Can they afford health care? Can they afford prescription drugs? So we need to be bold, and I will do everything in my power to see the Congress moves in that direction.
So let's do a quick recap of what Bernie Sanders just said so I can give you some additional information as to where he's currently going with what he's kind of implying they are going to do in the Senate. First, Bernie Sanders says the first order of business is going to pass $2,000 stimulus checks. It's going to provide working class families with a $2,000 check. Now, he does not say whether it's going to be a stimulus check amendment or a $2,000 stimulus check in addition to the $600 stimulus check that we've already received. Now, some are saying that this could be a completely different bill. This could be a $2,000 stimulus check bill, which means it's not going to amend the $600, which would mean we went from a $600 stimulus check to now we could potentially get $2,600 in the time frame of maybe like 1 month. That's pretty good. That is very good, and that right there is actually providing for the American people. Now, Chuck Schumer did say this exact same thing yesterday as well. He didn't go into details, but he did say that would be the first order of business when he is the new majority leader, and that comes on January 21st. Right now, providing spending money to the American people so that they can provide for themselves, pay for food, rent, utilities, and even prescription medications is a must. It is a must, and Democrats know this. We can't expect the economy to get better when millions and millions of Americans can't afford the basics, nonetheless any luxuries. That's what one staffer said. That was what one Democratic staffer said. We can't expect the economy to get better when millions and millions of people can't afford the basics, nonetheless any luxuries. That's very true. If people can't afford the basics, how's the economy going to get better? It can't. Bernie Sanders also brought up providing relief to the working class Americans of this country. Currently, there are roughly 19 million people on some form of unemployment. This is not good. The Labor Department, they estimate that out of the $360 billion that was spent from the CARES Act for unemployment funding, about $36 billion of that was sent out improperly. That's not good. When 10% goes out to the wrong people or for fraud, for scams, that's not good. The IRS is still having major issues sending out those $600 stimulus checks to millions of Americans. Right now, we are seeing a slow rollout from TurboTax and from H&R Block, who were sent stimulus payments for their clients, and now it's on them to distribute those funds to their clients' accounts. The IRS made a mistake, and they are pretty much just asking TurboTax and H&R Block and any other online tax preparer to help them out and get the funds to the right people. Right now, our government, as of right now, is failing the American people, and they need to do better. Bernie Sanders stated that in 2008 through 2010, Democrats held the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Well, what did they get done? They didn't get a lot done, and the American people knew this. The American people blamed Democrats for all the suffering that they went through, all the financial losses that they have taken in. They blamed Democrats, and what happened? Democrats were then voted out. So, he says we can't have this happen again. I've said this time and time again. Joe Biden was part of the possible solution, but he was part of the problem in 2008. He was. This isn't a opinion. This is a fact that he was part of this. Now, whether he played a major role or not, I have no idea. But the Obama administration was seen as one of the reasons why the 2008 financial crisis and the housing crisis took so long to get through, because they provided very little to the American people. There was far too little spending from the government to help the American people. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. They provided like $800 billion in stimulus. They provided like $250 stimulus checks to struggling Americans. $250. You thought a $600 stimulus check was a slap in the face? What would you have done if you got $250? Probably absolutely nothing. Probably absolutely nothing. It would have done very little. It would not have gone very far. Today, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the new unemployment rate is now 6.7%. Well, a month ago, it was 6.7%. So, we went from having record high unemployment, it was like 14%, and now we're down to 6.7, or we were last month, and now we are right at 6.7 again. That means we aren't getting jobs back. We aren't getting any jobs back. There are still 6.7% of Americans are unemployed. Technically, more than this. Okay, it's a technicality, but more than this are actually unemployed. The reason for this is because this statistic does not take into account the amount of people that just stopped looking for work. It doesn't. So, this statistic is flawed. Now, Right now, this means the economy is not growing and we have no growth and actually saw more job losses than gains. That's not good. If something major doesn't happen soon, this isn't my opinion. These are statements from experts. They are saying millions and millions of Americans are going to suffer, and who will they blame? They will blame Democrats. And the reason why is because Democrats will hold all the power. At this point, Democrats can no longer tell the American people that the Republican Party blocked us once again. They can't do that in the Senate because Democrats will hold the majority. Now, Republicans can block them because they still need 10 Republicans to support any bill that they pass, but it's all Democrats that hold the power. So, if Democrats hold all the power, is because of this. If we do not see any form of stimulus, we don't see the economy recover, then the American people, tens of millions of people, and as Bernie Sanders says, 73 million Americans are going to remember this. And who do you think they're going to vote for? Who do you think they're going to vote for next time? Is it going to be a Democrat? Probably not. Could it be President Trump? It could. So that's what Democrats are really worried about. We have to take bold and aggressive action now, or else Republicans could come storming back and win back the House and the Senate in just 2 years. So, to make matters worse, all this is happening while the United States saw the deadliest day of the pandemic just yesterday. The day before, it was bad. We have seen the 2 deadliest days of this pandemic just this week alone. The United States reported 4,112 deaths yesterday alone due to COVID. We also reported 280,292 new cases as well. Right now, the cases are coming in from Christmas travel. So experts are saying we will see what happens over the next couple of weeks. What I can tell you is we will see change. We will see major changes. But will the American people be cared for or taken advantage of? That's what some experts are wanting to know. That's what some experts question. Will the American people be taken care of? Or will they be taken advantage of? There's a big difference. So, a major change is coming, but will it be better or for the worse? So, as I know more, I promise I'll make sure come back and fill you in on what's currently going on. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.